Hey backers, welcome back to my garage. I wanted to give you an update on where we're at with the Carabiner production. So let me first take you over here to the desktop CNC machine and tell you about the challenges I've had to this point. So ideally, I'd create a holder and then place the carabiners in here, right? I'd run the code and then I'd pop them out and then flip them over and then run the thing again, right? But the challenge is making sure that the machine is zeroed correctly every single time. And so I'll cut out the pocket, I'll place the carabiner, I'll try to run the chamfer, but it might be just a little bit off when the machine disconnects from the computer and then I connect it back again. So let me show you some of the ugly first tries that I've done, right? This is multiple attempts. Right? You can see this right here. I was off by the measurement of the cutting bit, and that's why we're that far off. In here, what I did here was did the offset on the outside of the circle instead on the inside, and so it cut where it wasn't supposed to. And so here you see that I was better on, right? But as we moved over here, there's barely any chamfer at all, and then over here there's too much, right? And so it hasn't worked out just yet. So I'm thinking, all right, what if this thing isn't going to work for chamfering all these things? What am I going to do, right? We're going to do something. You guys are going to get it. But here's one idea. Right, this is a mini mill. And the way this thing works, right, or at least the idea here, was to take another chamfer bit. This one has several flutes on it. And then I have an aluminum pin here that'll be my guide. I'll bring this down and I can run it through. Let me show you what it looks like. Alright, but here's the issue with this, okay? One is that aluminum pin leaves a transfer mark on the edge, which isn't acceptable. And then also, you may not be able to see it, but the chamfer looks like it's been ground in instead of cut in. And so this isn't even as deep as it's supposed to be, but that's not the look we're going for. So let me show you where we're at right now. If I can't get this thing to work, right, what it essentially is a trim router with a cutting bit, right? And this is a bit that's inside of it. Okay, this is a 2-flute chamfer bit, right? And so I thought, okay, well, let's just get another 2-flute and mount it here in my router table, right? And then we'll start to cut it and see how it looks. Okay, this is my proof of concept setup. This piece of material is so that it doesn't get scratched up. Okay, nice soft surface. And then you see this right here. This is to keep the aluminum chips out of the way. As I cut, the chips will land on the table, and one, it messes up the finish, but also what it does is lift up the carabiner just that much, and then the chamfer is not consistent all the way around. Well, let me show you what this looks like as I cut it in. Now you can't see underneath here, but there's another vacuum, right? One vacuum is pushing the chips down, the other vacuum is sucking them in. Okay, so that looks pretty good, right? You're not able to see this, but if you look really close, you can see that the chamfer, some spots are rough. And in order to get rid of the roughness from the first cut, what I have to do is a climb cut, basically moving this thing backwards through the cutting bit. So let me show you what that looks like. So this finish here is consistent and it looks nice. So there is a possibility I'll have to do these all by hand if I can't get the desktop CNC to line up and work. But that's okay, I can do that. So here's the spring. All I did was take it out of the box. I haven't adjusted it or done anything with it, right? Let's install it. Okay. Now, you can see here that it doesn't quite land in the notch, right? But the spring is long enough to land in the notch, okay? What's interfering is these corners right here, right? And so one thing that I can do is slightly push open the spring to extend how long it is, right? But that still doesn't clear the corners. And because of the shape of this thing, I'm not quite sure what to do to remedy that, right? But the spring works good. It can sit flush, right?
Dad, sugar muscles.
Yeah. All right. But it does require a little bit of convincing to get past those corners. So this is what it's looking like right now. I think this may be the best route to go. But here's the thing. The one you just saw me do, I pushed through the router bit by hand, right? But what I want to be careful of is after the 200th or 300th one that I push through, I don't want to get complacent and then accidentally push my finger into that router, right? So that would not be a good day. So my plan is to use the desktop CNC machine over there and make special holders that I can clamp on and then run this thing through without worrying about getting my fingers caught in it. So I'll keep you updated on that. I'm gonna get to work on these and hopefully spend my Memorial Day getting the majority of it done. Alright folks. What's up, buddy?